Television Network.
We're hoping the Beach Boys come here and it's snowing. You know, that's exactly what we'd wish for.
At 6804, your goal for LOI.
33,000 feet per second. 35,000 feet per second.
47 forward. On a over landing. Run down.
Jim, snow, not quite, but the weather conditions are usually as they are in Scotland. Maybe rain, but as the London Monarchs travel back from their disappointing loss to the Frankfurt Galaxy, the party is here at Murrayfield, where the Scottish Claymores take on the Barcelona Dragons, two teams that are undefeated. Mike, an amazing game last season.
Right, Kevin. Now, if you're watching End Zone, you know the Barcelona Dragons only have 2 running backs on their roster. Last year, they came up to Murrayfield with only 2. Both of them got hurt early in the game, and what followed was the most amazing football game I've ever seen. All the Dragons could do was pass and pass and pass, and somehow they still managed to win. Watch this.
Walker gives to Blake on the draw play, who bounces out towards the 5-yard line. George Coghill came up from strong safety. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from around the 6-yard line, and Blake comes up limping, and this could be trouble for Barcelona, who only have 2 running backs on their roster.
And now we got some real problems.
Such a load. Still limping around, still in the huddle, getting some attention, and he's going to be brought out of the game, and he's limping very heavily, Ricky Blake.
One thing you wonder is why they've gotten out of the Demetrius Davis H-back role. They've been going with 3 wideouts and Joey Mickey at tight end by himself for the last couple of series.
But now Mickey is now in the backfield. I'll give you the reason for that in a minute on 3rd down. Barcelona have problems offensively. 3rd and 10. Walker drops back, gets some pressure, fires, broken up. Great play there from George Coghill. In fact, Mark Sander, number 54, the former Miami Dolphin, and they had to pass there because a strained knee has forced Lindsey Chapman out of the game. With Ricky Blake's left ankle problem, they don't have a recognized running back. Joey Mickey's in the backfield. No running game at all. The defense knows it's pass every time.
He's got a tight end playing fullback and a quarterback playing tight end.
That was a catchable ball, and it looked like Saka just gave up on it. 1st down for the Dragons. Joey Mickey still in as they're kind of blocking back. Walker checks one way, goes to Tony Saka, who drops the ball.
Barcelona trying to break the deadlock, stalled on the Claymore 33.
You want to have some balls and just put it in and just hit it.
Then it was up to Scott Zarate, who had missed from 47, to get 4 points from midfield.
That's 4.
No, it isn't. The holder spotted the ball at the 49, but the Claymores, unable to reply, left the score 16-13, and Barcelona won.
In a moment, we'll see the 1996 version of the Claymores and the Barcelona Dragons. But first, we have to look back at yesterday's game with the London Monarchs and the Frankfurt Galaxy for highlights or maybe lowlights. Over 34,100 Frankfurt fans filled the Vault Stadium not only to cheer the World Bowl champions onto their first home victory this season, but to wish their coach, Ernie Startner, a very happy 71st birthday. The Galaxy certainly got off to a start that was out of this world.
Well, now it's time for London's defense to measure just how tough it is. Palour hands off to Seibert, who goes in. Touchdown, Frankfurt, and they're on their feet at the Waldstadion. Kearney in motion. The pass comes in, and it's a touchdown for the Frankfurt Galaxy. It's the tight end, Ed Smith.
That was a great catch. The coverage wasn't bad. Smith ran the right route, and the ball was thrown, really, he laid it out there. Smith had a great effort. You see him lay out for that football?
1st and goal. Number 72, Theo Adams, checks in as tackle eligible. Motion from Ed Smith, the tight end. they give to Wes Bender, who picks up enough for another Frankfurt touchdown. And it's turning into a rout. Nate Bolton comes out. In goes Wes Bender. Behind those blocks again. In fact, it's Ingo Seibert, his second touchdown of the game.
Boy, that's a bad dance. He's gonna have to work on that.
He can do a lot, but he can't dance. But he doesn't care. What a moment for Ingo Seibert. Second down and around 7. Nate Bolton, crazy legs, gets past one guy, gets past Andre Allen, goes in for the touchdown.
That was a nice run by Bolton.
So, with 4 touchdowns already under their belt, the Galaxy sealed the fate of the London Monarchs with this final Ralph Kleiman field goal. The Monarchs have certainly been outclassed. There was light years between London and Frankfurt in all areas of the game. The scoreboard reflected this. Like the kids in the background, the Frankfurt Galaxy clobbered the London Monarchs. There was another game yesterday. The Amsterdam Admirals hosted the Rhine Fire. What a game it was. Both teams defeated in the first week were in search of their first victory. The first half was dominated by both defenses as neither offense could develop any momentum or sustain a scoring drive. It also saw opportunities slip through both teams' hands. At the end of the half, the Admirals took a 3-0 lead, and this fan summed up the way everyone felt about the first half. The second half saw the Admirals come out like a team possessed. Will Fuhrer threw this 10-yard TD pass to Derek Hill as the Admirals extended their lead to 10-0. But in the fourth quarter, Andy Kelly threw this 16-yard TD to tight end Brian Chamberlain to bring the Rhine Fire within 3 points. The Admirals coach, Al Luganbill, hoped his team could create some magic. Quarterback Will Fuhrer did, as he eluded 2 potential defenders to complete this pass to extend the drive. That set up this TD pass. The Admirals won it, 17-7. An important victory for the Amsterdam Admirals. They evened their record at 1-1. The Rhine Fire joined the London Monarchs at 0-2 at the bottom of the league. It's game time now. Will Scotland win their first home game? We'll see. We'll join our match commentators, Ron Pritt and Tom Brennan.
Murray Field, Edinburgh, Scotland, and the Claymores kick it away. Barcelona receiving. Marvin Marshall takes a kickoff, crosses at 20, and he is dragged down at the 26 by Herman Carroll, and that's where the Barcelona Dragons, winners 34-27 in overtime a week ago, will put it in play. Led by 22-year-old quarterback Kelly Holcomb, as you see allocated by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, figures he has a chance to compete for the number 2 job behind Trent Dilfer going into this coming season. Holcomb, a graduate of Middle Tennessee State, coming off a marvelous outing last week. 4 touchdowns, 420 yards passing. And Holcomb comes out throwing in this one. And overthrows the intended receiver, Bryce Burnett.
Nice hit that time by Williams, coming out of the position safety.
There you see the backfield and the wide receivers. Charles Thompson, we'll talk more about him later, the former Oklahoma quarterback. Alfonso Browning, a man to keep an eye on, along with Demetrius Davis, the all-time leader in World League history in terms of receiving yards. 2nd and 10 for Barcelona. The give is to Thompson. And the ball comes loose. And it looks as though the Claymores have recovered, and they have. James Fuller delivered the hit that jarred the football loose, and Ty Parton, allocated by Cincinnati, falls on top.
A great hole you can see right here. He's got a ton of room to run. He gets tripped here, and watch the hit. That's questionable as to whether he was down on the ground before that ball came out. It's kind of hard to see from that angle, but the referee standing right there, and he did not hesitate to make the call.
So now quarterback Steve Matthews, allocated by the Kansas City Chiefs, will take over 1st and 10 at the 31. Sean LaChapelle in motion, and Matthews comes out throwing. Drops it off to the tight end Aaron Bennett, and he's dragged down by Eric Napolsky after a gain of close to 8. Talked about Matthews allocated by Kansas City, and last week a tough first game. 2 touchdowns, intercepted 4 times.
And the thing I remember about that last game is that he called 3 timeouts in the first quarter, blew them all. He just had some problems. It was all new to him. First time back in a game in a long time. He hopes to have a better start, of course, today.
This time they go on the ground to Saran Stacy, and he's dropped for a loss of 1. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Stacy, the leading ground gainer in all the World League a season ago out of Alabama, joined by Ron Dickerson in the backfield. We talked about LaChapelle. Scott Cooper, a national player, and the tight end is Willie Tate. So now 3rd and 2 for the Claymores. Matthews will take it himself, and very close to first down yardage, met head on by the middle linebacker Rick Hamilton out of Central Florida. And will it be enough to move the chains?
Matthews knew exactly the amount of yardage he needed. He did this last week. He put his head down. I know that Kreiner would like to see him get down on the ground a little bit sooner. He takes a hit right here.
They'll bring out the sticks for a measurement to see if Matthews was able to get first down yardage, and he did. So 1st and 10, ball spotted just inside the 21. Well, Ronnie mentioned the name Jim Kreiner in his 2nd year. 56-year-old native of West Yellowstone, Montana. Coached collegiately at Iowa State and won a 1AA title in 1980 while with Boise State. Stacy maybe picked up a yard, stopped by Jose Simon, the right defensive tackle. Offensive line for Scotland, 4 allocated players in Barnt, Zeno, Hunt, and Wagner. Bierman, the odd man out. It's a good group.
Yeah, and Tom Barnt, watch him. He is the best run blocker on this line. If Saran Stacy's going to try to pick up yards, look for him to run right over here to pick up the yards.
2nd and 9, Dickerson in motion, and Matthews to throw. In trouble, and goes up top, just throws it away. It's something, Lonnie, he didn't do a week ago, but you brought up he hadn't had many snaps since getting out of college.
Well, like you said in the meeting the other day, there's so much pressure on the quarterback in this end of the field. He knows he's got a good chance to get 3 points. He makes a smart throw there. And unlike last week, he threw that ball right in the center of the field. If you're going to throw it away, make sure you throw it completely away.
See the defensive front for Barcelona. Krein, the former Miami star, joined by Stewart and Edwards in the middle, and Josh Heinrich, allocated by the Detroit Lions at the left defensive end. So 3rd and 9, Matthews drops it off to Dickerson out of the backfield, and Mike Middleton drags him down shy of the first down. So to bring up 4th, and the field goal unit will come out for the Scottish Claymores.
Yeah, I'm convinced Jim Kreiner played it safe there. After last week, with the way that Steve Matthews threw up the interceptions, we're going to toss this one out to the flat, get what you can get, and let's line ourselves up for a field goal.
Paul McCallum booted a 27-yarder in overtime last week, the difference in the win over London. Ball spotted at the 24, 34-yard field goal try, and he bangs it through. So after the early Barcelona turnover, the Claymores convert. And here in the opening quarter, Jim Kreiner's team a 3-0 lead.
Les Ferdinand, England in front.
England's win over Bulgaria was more convincing than the 1-0 scoreline suggests, and with Euro 96 approaching, players will be looking to make a good impression. Now England face Croatia at Wembley in a match that will be fiercely contested. Terry Venables knows this game is vital as he decides which players will carry the nation's summer hopes. Ford Escort International Football Wednesday at 7 with the Under-21 International next Tuesday at 7:30. Both games live on Sky Sports.
Introducing the no-nonsense Toyota Corolla. It has doors which open to let you in, and a steering wheel so it's easy to go round corners. Look at the wheels, they're round. And it's all painted with paint, except the windows so that you can see. Best of all, it has an engine so it goes, and a foot brake so it stops. It's great. The Toyota Corolla. The car with 16-valve engine, driver's airbag, central locking, quartz clock and cigar lighter, radio cassette, anti-submarine seats, mud flaps, and a whole lot of other stuff.
And now some strange goings-on the moors. Martin.
Well, it all happened so quickly, like whoosh! 1 minute there we are, walking down the Coppice Way, and the next, bang, gosh! Yeah!
We've never seen anything like it, have we, Sue?
It came from nowhere. It was obviously made by some form of higher intelligence because the control panel actually communicated with us.
And what did it say?
It said, to war, to war.
Safe food storage with Zanussi Cool Check, the appliance of science.
From Gillette comes a unique form of antiperspirant for men, Gillette Series Gel. It's clear, and because it's a soft gel, it gets down to the skin surface for powerful all-day odor and wetness protection. Gillette Series Gel, one of the advanced antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
Pepper Army Mini. It's a little bit of an animal.
I love you, gal. Please don't do me wrong. Baby Lee, please don't do me wrong.
What does it feel like in the Club World Arrivals Lounge with private showers?
English? Oh, it's... Oh, no, no.
Coca-Cola.
Yes, Coca-Cola. I'll have Coca-Cola, sir.
Sorry, this is a hardware store.
The Claymores forced an interception early in the second quarter, and they have a 1st and 10.
Wilson out of California, his first pickoff, so now 1st and 10. Claymores converted on the first Barcelona turnover of the game into 3 points, and now Stacy breaks a couple of tackles and carries down to the 33, a yard shy of the first down, tripped up by Kenny Gales.
Working on that left side. Got Randy Bierman and Tom Barnt. As we said, Barnt, 71, the best run blocking offensive lineman they have. If they're going to run the ball, they're going to run it over his side. And funny, you look at this offensive line, 4 of the 5 starters are allocated players. I mean, they have a home to go to. They have NFL experience, some more than others, but they do know what it's like to be out there in the real deal.
Second down, less than 2. And out of the I formation. Again, it's Stacy, first down yardage. And he carries down to the 25.
Sometimes you can take yourself right out of the play. 92, Josh Heinrich coming on the upfield rush. He doesn't have to be blocked. He takes himself right out of the play, and you can't give Saron Stacy that kind of room. Wagner right there. See, he doesn't even have to really block him. He just takes himself right on out of the play.
Scotland leading 3-0. Matthews drops it off. Dangerous pass. Reception made, and then escaping a tackle. Jared Kayahalo out of Missouri Southern. Free agent, signed last year with Houston and then was cut very early in camp. All at a gain of 2, so 2nd and 8. And again out of the eye, it's Stacy. Close to first down yardage. As he's down to the 16, Hamilton and Naposki there on the stop, but not before Stacy gets close to 6.
You know, you got who you consider to be your best run blocker in Barn on one side, but then on the other side, don't forget about Purvis Hunt, number 79, 6'4", 383. Nobody touches Saran Stacy until he's 5 yards down, and you know what? That ball is fumbled. They recovered it. Good awareness there.
3rd down and 1. The pitch to Stacy. First down to the 9 before being tackled by Tim Watson.
One thing that Saran Stacy does that I like, he's a great runner in terms of balance and acceleration, but watch here the way he follows his blockers. Knowing exactly when to accelerate, which way to cut, and he's always falling forward for that extra yardage. Tell you what, I would be very surprised if he didn't have a look in somebody's camp this year. It's about time that Saran Stacy got a shot to help somebody, because I think he can.
Well, they go to the first man through. By a halo, and he gets a couple of yards as it's inside the 10. 1st and goal for the Claymore. Steve Matthews moving his team down the field, already leading 3-0.
And I don't expect Jim Kreiner to put this ball in the air. And if he does put it in the air, he's going to make relatively safe throws, meaning out to the perimeter short or in the corners of the end zone. He knows he's got a chance to get 3. And that's what he wants to do, at least.
He's in trouble here. Broke the first tackle, but cannot escape the arms of number 91, linebacker Kevin O'Brien.
The rule here in the World League is you can only blitz 3 to a side, but you don't know what 3 that's going to be. Sometimes it's a safety, sometimes it's a linebacker, D-line. That time, it looked as though Wagner just got beat inside on a good rip move. Hamilton sitting inside. He's not even coming. See, there's a switch up. He usually blitzes. He ducks inside, then falls back out, and it really messes up the protection scheme.
3rd and long for Matthews. And he throws wide open into the end zone. Touchdown, La Chapelle.
The same kind of pressure on the outside, but watch the way Matthews says, okay, I'll just step up in this pocket. Great protection by Hunt inside and spots the open man on the run. And I'll tell you, the fact that he's left-handed, Tom, that ball comes out of there kind of screwy. The defense isn't used to looking at that and doesn't understand that he can release that ball running that direction from a sidearm fashion.
Don LaChapelle, the former UCLA star, has given Scotland a 10-0 lead.
The Dragons did nothing on the next drive.
Beaver right. 960 speedy London. Come on, babe, make a play.
Kenny Gill intercepted to give the Dragons the ball back.
Nothing. Scotland leading Barcelona. Less than 2 minutes to play until halftime. Kelly Holcomb, a slow start. Now 8 of 14, but a big pickup here on the completion to Bryce Burnett.
Once again, another shallow route to the tight end. Poor tackling. Sander misses there. Corey Duckett, he doesn't even get a chance to contain outside. Ends up being a nice pickup for the Dragons.
Well, the Barcelona offense threw 34 points on the board last week. Blank so far here today. And on the near side, reception made by Alfonso Browning. Good enough for an 8-yard gain. Browning allocated by the Washington Redskins. Spent the 94-95 seasons on the San Francisco 49ers practice squad. Big target.
It's funny. He's got a Super Bowl ring, too, with the 49ers as a free agent back in '94. But remember, one of the things that he's got to go into this year with the Redskins, he's got guys like Michael Westbrook, up-and-coming guy to contend with, Henry Ellard, big-time veteran.
First down, close to midfield, again to Burnett. Mark Sander on the coverage and the tackle. So the ball at midfield and the clock ticking under a minute and a half to play until halftime.
One thing you'll see from Barcelona is that they'll go up to the line of scrimmage and they'll count. If they see 6 or less people in between the 2 tackles on defense, they'll run the ball, figuring you're outflanked. If they see 7 or more, they're going to pass it.
Well, they're throwing here with under 2 to play until halftime. And did he come down in bounds? No. Terrific catch.
And all that is off right now because they're behind and they need to put this ball in the air. And this is really a test of Kelly Holcomb. His team is behind, but he was behind last week, and he was in some adverse situations, and he came out of it. It's funny, you talk to him, and he's kind of got that old slow Southern drawl, and he doesn't really seem to get too excited about anything. But everybody I talk to, they said, don't let that fool you. The guy is a fierce competitor, and I believe he is.
2nd and 10 at midfield after the catch by Shed was out of bounds. Flags down on the play, dropped off across the middle to Demetrius Davis. He has first down yardage to the 37, but again, a penalty flag down on the play, and this might come back.
Offside against the defense. The penalty has been refused. Charge timeout to Barcelona, their first team timeout.
So here we go, under a minute. The ball is loose. And it appears as though Holcomb got it back. Emmett Waldron there at the bottom of the pile. It's still Barcelona ball, but the clock running now under 47 seconds. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Far side, catch made, and the receiver, did he get out of bounds?
No, he didn't. That clock's running.
Corey Duckett able to keep Browning in bounds, and now we're under 30 seconds.
Well, you talk about his arm strength and whether or not he has it, and some of the skills and techniques that Jack Bicknell liked. Right there, he throws an out route to the opposite side of the field from the other hash mark. That is a very long throw, folks. You only see guys like Joe Montana or John Elway make throws like that.
Clock winding down under 25 seconds. It's over the middle, in and out of the hands of Davis, broken up nicely by number 46, Marvin Goodwin, an allocated defensive back from the Green Bay Packers.
Interesting matchup. Now they've put Marvin Goodwin on him, a guy who they've wanted to get more and more playing time here. As you've mentioned, he's come over allocated.
Well, this will be a 52-yard field goal attempt. And again, if this is good by Scott Zaretti, it is worth 4 points. Anything 50 or more yards is worth 4.
He was hitting them in practice, but the snap is bad.
Bad snap. And there to cover up the ball, Mark Sander and John DeWitt meeting.
I don't know if it was a bad snap or a bad hold. Oh, yeah. Zaretti looked like he got the ball down. The snap was bad. You can see it's on the other side of his body, but Zaretti has to double clutch. They've got about 1.3 seconds, believe it or not, to kick that ball. When it's on time, they can usually get it off. The little hitch there, the little hesitation, the extra tenth, Zaretti holds up, and as a result, they lose the whole play.
So now with 16 seconds left, Matthews and company take over, leading 10-0. And he goes up top, wide open. LaChapelle in the middle of the field, inside the 25, and down to the 20. 5 seconds left, clock still going, and a timeout signaled for with 3 seconds remaining.
This is how play action can help you. It'll freeze the linebackers. Not much of it there, but look how shallow the linebackers are. Look at Hamilton. He's so shallow, he should be back another 10 yards. That'll make Matthews have to loft that ball a little bit higher. But great job after the catch by LaChapelle. Poor tackling also.
Well, the field goal unit comes out immediately for Barcelona, or rather for Jim Kreiner's Scottish Claymores. And they're going to send out Paul McCallum, who won the game last week against London with a 27-yard try. This will be a 37-yard field goal attempt. The holder, backup quarterback Terry Card. Clean snap, good hold, and a kick. Yes, sir, more than enough.
Yeah,
he kicked that ball 60 yards.
That's good for 50 easily. What a way to end the first half. Talk about going in with some momentum.
What a way to finish the first half. The Scottish Claymores lead the Barcelona Dragons 13-0. Stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Chance Harper.
Things happen to me.
He's the luckiest man alive.
I'm always there.
He survives more disasters in a day
That was a brave thing he did.
than most people do in a lifetime.
What haven't you done tonight?
I haven't seen Elvis.
His past is a mystery.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
But one thing is for sure.
23 arrests. Who is this guy?
He won't need to look for trouble.
Behind your head!
Because with his luck, it'll find him. The brand new series of Strange Luck. Monday at 8 on Sky One.
You're bad luck!
I have a surprise for you.
You got me a new car? Where are we going? Ooh, sports car. Real quiet. Come on, Vinny. A Volkswagen. Polo! Ooh. What kind of a surprise is this?
The car is not the surprise.
I got a fruity, unpretentious nose.
I got a spring clean.
We got mature! I got something for my chimpanzees.
I got a sudden desire to do this.
I got the best thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread!
Guess what we got?
Good food costs less with the Sainsbury's Spring Bonus.
And I got the trolleys!
There is a tyre that combines grip and long life with an outstanding feature. Up to a 5% saving on fuel in comparison with our standard tyres. Michelin Energy, driving down the cost of motoring.
It's 11:30.
It's 11:30. It's 11:30.
Diet Coke break.
Diet Coke break.
I don't want you to be no slave. I don't want you to work all day. But I want you to be true. And I just want to make love to you. Love to you.
See you tomorrow. 11:30.
Love.
I'm not sure, officer. I only caught a glimpse of him.
Okay, let's go over it again. You were serving breakfast in the boardroom.
Yes, and that's when the switch must have taken place. Then, after just one mouthful, they sold the company and bought Happy Hour Hula Club in Honolulu. I think it's number 4. Could you ask him to growl?
Kellogg's Frosties. They'll bring out the tiger in you.
I'm John Stalker, and it's a sad fact that break-ins affect innocent families every day, causing havoc to all kinds of homes. Reduce that risk with nationwide security blinds, a good-looking way to put off even the most determined of thieves. Thousands of homeowners and businesses already enjoy better protection and peace of mind thanks to the strength and security of nationwide blinds. Ring us now on 0800 600 777. Your call and your brochure are free.
Don't worry, he's really friendly. Unless he hears a high-pitched noise.
Tetley's. Take the rough with the smooth.
If you're watching this program on satellite, you'll be interested to know that by tuning into Astra Satellite Channel 47, you can see a whole lot more throughout the week. there's Sky Sports 2 for live sporting action. There's Sky Soap, Sky Travel, and the History Channel.
I have a dream.
Seek out the unknown on the Sci-Fi Channel and relive classic sporting moments with Sky Sports Gold. For entertainment every day of the week, tune into Astra Satellite Channel 47.
Along with Ron Pitts, I'm Tom Brenneman. We welcome those of you watching on FX in the United States, along with our entire European audience. 13-0, Jim Kreiner's Scottish Claymores in front of Jack Bicknell's Barcelona Dragons at halftime. So we're underway in the second half. And the one area we have seen, Ronnie, that certainly a lot left to be desired, the special teams play from some of these World League teams thus far, early in the season, granted.
Well, for the most part, the Claymores kickers have turned out okay, even though one thing Jim Kreiner complained about, as we look at the stats here, was that the weather was so bad they couldn't kick outside. He said, I have no idea what's going to happen to our kicking game, but he's been able to escape that one.
Now the Dragons, scoring 34 points last week, slowed down, and the Claymores leading 13-0, get the ball to begin the second half. Matthews, and a leaping catch made near the sideline by Sean LaChapelle. And that's a first down.
There's an advantage to being 6'4", but I tell you what, it's all about timing. 7-step drop, and the ball is out before LaChapelle makes his break. Look at the way he goes up and gets that ball. That's the kind of thing that LaChapelle has to exhibit over here in this league. He's got to show that he still has control of all facets of the wide receiver game.
Ball at the 49. The pitch to Saran Stacy out of the I formation. Turns a corner, slips a tackle, and close to the 41-yard line. A gain of nearly 7 for Stacy. Pushed out of bounds by Eric Naposki.
I tell you who helps make this play to get around the outside. Keith Wagner, 78, does a pretty good job of holding his man, but LaChapelle does what they call a stalk block. Actually, it's more like a chop block on Tim Watson. Boy, it looks like Watson, he got his knee a little bit. But like we say, demonstrating that you can handle everything. He comes back with a catch. Now he goes ahead and makes a perfect block on the defensive back.
Get out of the eye, and the first man through is Dickerson. Big hole off the left side, and the ball is loose. And it looks like LaChapelle again has come through there to cover up the football after a big gain and another first down to the 20.
I think LaChapelle knows it's draft day. Once again, great hole up in the middle. Tom Barnes, 71, Zeno, 61. It's there now. Here's where the drama starts, the fighting for extra yards. Look at the way he's holding that ball away from his body. And it doesn't take much when you don't have that ball hooked in. Eric Naposki, 95, coming in to make the play.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line. Scotland trying to add to a 13-0 lead. And a pitch to Stacy. He's going nowhere this time, reading that all the way. The defensive end, Darren Prine, out of Miami.
Well, Kreiner, I think Kreiner knew what he had to do today. He knew that he had to get the ball to one guy, and that's Saran Stacy. Last week, Saran Stacy didn't even look like he was part of the game. You know, they never really got him into it, and then they didn't stick with it. That was a mistake they made. They got away with the win, yes, but their bread and butter, what's going to win it for them is Stacy.
Drop it off, and the reception made by Stacy. That is one thing he did very well last week. 6 catches, 52 yards. But on the ground, only 27 yards rushing. It'll bring back a third down and close to 13 for the Claymores. Barcelona needs a stop.
They need a stop, but he has to be happy with the way things have worked out so far. I'm not talking about Jack Bicknell. I'm talking about Steve Matthews. He slowed his tempo down. He's eliminated the dumb throws so far and has kept the ball on the ground.
Inside handoff to Dickerson, well shy of the first down, met by Gales and Naposki. Well, this would bring up a very long field goal try by Paul McCallum, and he'll come trotting out onto the field.
Well, whatever you want to say, it wasn't a bad drive. You know, they're down in field goal position, scoring position. And I thought it was interesting when Kreiner told us yesterday that he would let that young man call the plays. He had that much confidence in his ability and his ability to understand the game.
Ball spotted at the 30, and the kick is away, and it is good. So McCallum really showing his stuff. Great catch on the bad snap by the holder. Terry Carr gets 16-0 Scotland. Gavin Hastings, the former rugby star here in Scotland, puts a foot on it. And Marvin Marshall out on the return for Barcelona, and he's out to the 25. Scotland leading 16-0.
Come on.
Our game summary, it's going all Claymore's way thus far.
Well, that's pretty amazing. 0 points allowed the last 4 quarters. You talk about getting better and forgetting bad starts. Steve Matthews also has that defense to thank, along with Sean LaChapelle.
Kelly Holcomb rallied his team in the second half last week. Can he do it again here today? Thrown behind the receiver, but a fine catch and close to a first down made by Bryce Burnett. And he's tackled by Coghill, the strong safety, a gain of 7.
This is just great concentration on the ball. You know, you brought it up earlier. Demetrius Davis was a former basketball player. He played basketball all through college. The ability to focus and keep your concentration, I think he gets a lot from that too. Well, that's Bryce Burnett. He's got a great ability to do that too.
Absolutely. And a handoff to Charles Thompson. And he slips his way to the 36. Close to a first down. And it looks like he got it.
You got to think things are going to be, you got to think Kelly Holcomb got a pretty good chance, though, when he goes back to Tampa Bay. You figure the jury is still very much out on the quarterback situation there. Casey Weldon was over here last year. He went back early because he wasn't real happy with the way things were going and wanted to make sure he had a spot.
Burnett again, the reception out to the 43, a gain of 5. Waldron and Sander converge on the tackle. Of course, we had a chance to do a game or two of the Buccaneers last year, Ronnie, and Trent Dilfer in his first full year getting a chance to play really struggled.
Well, I would guess to say that with Sam Weiss gone now, that Dilfer better have a good year, because I think that it's easy to point at the coach and say, well, the coaching wasn't together, but now there really isn't that excuse.
Right through the hand of Alfonso Browning. He had beaten James Williams on the coverage, but couldn't hang on. Perfectly thrown ball by Holcomb.
Perfect ball, nice strip move coming down on a tackle by Williams.
Well, a few of the scores around the World League from yesterday. Amsterdam getting its first win. Ryan fired 0-2. And the defending champion Frankfurt Galaxy beat up on London in front of 35,000. 3rd and 5. Open receiver. And the catch is made. This will go for 6. Kenny Shedd into the end zone, and Barcelona on the board. It appeared, Ronnie, as though the ball was underthrown, but Shedd came back to get it.
Yeah, it was underthrown. Shedd had Foray Duckett beat down the field by about a good 3 yards, but he came back and caught the ball anyway. And so now here, you know, you're going to get beat sometimes as a defensive back. Foray Duckett has to make the play. He's got to make the tackle. The catch is one thing. Not making a tackle is another thing. Talking to scouts about what Foray Duckett needed to work on being over here. They just said a lot of things, and that's one of them right there. Man-to-man coverage and tackling.
Zaretti tacks on the extra point, so now Barcelona climbing back in it. Midway through the third, 16-7 Scotland. Barcelona trailing 16-7. And Marcus Thomas fields the kickoff. And he brings it out to the 35.
Back to the touchdown. Corey Duckett, watch his left leg. He just hits Kenny Shedd's leg and puts him down. In that situation, an underthrown ball is tough. But that's why you stay on that upfield and you keep that upfield arm around the receiver. Worst comes to worst, you can always make a tackle. It's better than this. Good concentration by Shedd.
57 yards later, a touchdown, and Barcelona trailing by. Oh, this is a batted ball into the air, and the reception is made by Willie Tate, the tight end.
Defensive coaches will tell you that bad things happen to them when balls get tipped as opposed to good things. And they're right. Leposki 95 makes the tip. Tate's coming on the other side of the field running his route. He sees the ball. And things are going your way. They're going your way.
Ball at the 42. And a give, very short gain by Dickerson. Stop made by Stewart.
Jim there gets into that world-class fishing. In fact, he fished world-class professionally for a few years.
Fly fishing up Montana way.
Montana way.
Oh, shit, they got wags from the...
And a flag down on the field before that play ever got started.
Yeah, well, he said he loves it up in that part of the country. Had a
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
At 78, Wagner, the right tackle. Anyway, he said he loves it up in that part of the country. In fact, they had a couple shops, a couple fishing supply shops. But he said they had to sell them. Things just got too hectic as he got back into football again full time.
Oh, we got somebody for all that.
Well, they back him up 5, a 2nd and 14, and Matthews drops to throw. Good protection down the middle of the field, and it's broken up. Was it intercepted? No, are they saying he made the catch? You gotta be kidding. Yo Murphy all the way at the 5. That is almost, well, you see it right there, Jack McNeil. Even if you saw it, you don't believe it.
And how about Steve Matthews? Everything he throws up is a reception in between two defenders, and somehow Yo Murphy just comes down with the ball. Great concentration on the ball.
Right through the hands of Michael Wright. So now 1st and goal, the ball at the 5. What a play that was. And the pitch to Stacy. Tries to cut it back and maybe picks up 2. Let's go back to that play a moment ago. I still can't believe it.
For all intents and purposes, this ball should be knocked away at least. But look at, he's got good protection. He can get a beat on his man. The ball's up in the air. That shows you where and how quarterbacks throw to a spot. But Crooms should have an interception. Yo Murphy, great concentration on the football. His real name is Llewellyn. His sister could never say Llewellyn, so she'd just say Yo, so that's how he got the name Yo Murphy. Whatever
2nd
works.
and goal from the 3. Stacy denied the end zone. And again, number 53, Rick Hamilton, joined by Darren Crine. 3rd and goal upcoming.
Boy, it's just been all good for the Claymore's offense today. Once again, they're back inside the 20. What the offense calls the green zone, what the defense calls the red zone, for good reason.
Well, the Claymore is going to spend a timeout. Steve Matthews trotting over to talk things over with Jim Kreiner.
No, we haven't worked on it. All right. Set power O. Field goal jump
27 power. Oh,
Michael, don't let him go in.
That's a run play inside. Watch him pass it on me. Boy, how about those numbers for Matthews? It's amazing what a week can do for you. You know, I told people, I tried to tell everybody, he made some good throws last week. Nobody wanted to listen to me after those 3 timeouts in the first quarter.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
I was one of them.
You were one of them, thank you. I was hoping you'd say that.
Well, you're not going to take credit for that throw a moment ago, are you, to Yo Murphy?
Well, it is counted as a reception on the stat sheet, isn't it, pal?
And completion. Well, 3rd and goal.
It's amazing that this team, the Claymores, have only returned 12 people from last year. I tell you, free agency affects this league just like it does the NFL. It's new guys all over.
That's what I mean. Wide.
And their biggest change has been in the offensive line. But if you look at that offensive line, 4 of those 5 guys are allocated. They have experience. Barnt, Lance Zeno inside. Spent some time with the Rams. Signed as a free agent with Cleveland, originally 92. Purvis Hunt, free agent with Houston in 94. Spent some time down there. Keith Wagner, we talked about him. Allocated by the Redskins.
Well, they have to get the job done here. It's 3rd and goal. The ball resting just outside the 3. LaChapelle in motion to give to Stacy. Touchdown, Claymore.
Well, we know he can run outside. We know he can dance, but he can be tough when he has to. He didn't have to be tough very long, and that ball's in the air. It doesn't matter. It looked as though he crossed the plane. But if you're going to run the ball, who would you rather run over? A guy that's 383, a guy that's 308? I'll take my chances going over both those guys. That's a lot of beef, pal.
And the extra point just barely able to sneak through. A penalty flag, however, down on the play. And we'll see.
12 men on the field on the defense. Score the extra point. 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the Claymores extend their lead behind power football from Saran Stacy. Claymores in front 23-7. Charles Thompson on the return, and he carries out to the 28-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown of Saran Stacy. Very likable young man.
Coming at you, Purvis Hunt on that side, Wagner, but then they bring over Tom Barnt to add a little extra weight to the situation. And when you see all those blue shirts in the end zone, you know somebody's been moved.
You know, we brought up some of the personal off-the-field problems Stacy may have encountered back in his college days at Alabama. That's 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you can be fooled sometimes, but what a very delightful, young, engaging young guy that we talked to yesterday, Saran Stacy, hoping to keep his NFL aspirations alive. Charles Thompson, the reception, picks up close to 5.
You're right. The thing I'm most impressed with is it's not easy business coming over here right in the middle of an off season, especially on a day like today when you know that the college players are being drafted, coming in to fill spots that probably should be yours or that you would hope would be yours. And really, in a sense, you can get the feeling very easily that no one cares and no one's paying attention to you from a pro scout perspective, which is completely not the case because those tapes go back there.
Oh, just overthrown is Alfonso Browning. Holcomb had him open.
There you go. You look at Alfonso Browning, and I get the look and I get the feeling of a guy who's just about to break out and make that big play, but it's always a step away. Here, Holcomb has him and just overthrows him. Coghill is actually beat. Corey Duckett chasing from the backside again.
3rd down. facing Barcelona, trailing 23-7. Holcomb hangs in the pocket and misses a wide open Demetrius Davis. Boy, this Scotland defense has by and large taken Demetrius Davis out of the game.
And I think they're doing it a good combination of over and under coverage, and they bother him on the line of scrimmage to throw off his timing. I think that ball is just a little outside and high, though. He might have had a shot to get that one. You can see he's upset about it. And now Holcomb, you can get the sense that he's starting to press a little bit, too. 2 overthrows consecutively. He's trying to make something happen. Well, he should.
Line drive punt. It may have hit a Claymore. And we'll wait to find out from the officials. And the ball going back the other way. Let's see. Mike Middleton has it, carries into the end zone. And I guess it is going to be Barcelona ball. They're going to blow it dead at the 27-yard line.
Now they're talking about it. See, that would be another huge break for Barcelona.
It looked like it hit James Fuller.
The kicking team, first down Barcelona.
Another huge break for the Dragons. We saw it earlier, the play with Kenny Shedd. Watch the ball hit. It looked as though it hit number 20, James Fuller. I didn't see it hit Fuller from that angle. It didn't look like it hit Fuller.
So a big break for Barcelona nonetheless. The ball is spotted inside the 30-yard line. Thompson picks up.
But you know, teams will do that in desperation when they need the ball. If it gets close, special teams coaches say, hey, everybody get the ball. Make it. It might have hit him on the foot right there. Right before the ball hit. I don't know. It's hard to say. But if it even looked like it might have hit him, do just what the Dragons are doing right now. Create the illusion that it hit him.
It must have hit him right before it came down for the first bounce. Holcomb in trouble. And he's picked off.
He might go.
George Coghill.
Great
and he
play.
steps out of bounds as it's intercepted. So just like that, the Dragons give it right back away.
Fritz Fakir makes a great play. Number 67, the offensive lineman. The play action, look what it does to the blue shirts. He's got time here, except for Webb in his face, and then he just throws one away. That was the kind of throws that Matthews made last week for the Claymores. And he got rocked after he threw this ball, too. Ooh. That's like the shot that Troy Aikman took from Wilbur Marshall a couple years ago underneath the chin. You can tell he's feeling it.
Got his bell rung by David Webb, linebacker out of Southern Cal.
Let's see if we see any crown of the helmet action here. Yeah, that is an illegal hit. He led and drove with the crown of his helmet, the top part of his helmet. He should have been flagged for it. Back in the States, he would have been flagged for it. And or if fined.
Matthews, a quick hitter to LaChapelle, tries to cut back the other way. And he's tripped up, getting back 5 yards, so it'll bring back 3rd and long. Alexander on the tackle. We talked about the World League of American Football almost doubling the numbers of players allocated by NFL teams last year. This league is owned and operated by the NFL and Fox Television. Third and 8 for Matthews. Good protection. Has LaChapelle. And no flag down. LaChapelle came back to get the ball and ran into Tim Watson.
It looked as though LaChapelle made contact with Watson. Watson has a right to his territory, his ground. Let's watch 21. He'll be inside.
Number 68.
Boy, that's iffy. Because I'll tell you, Watson was smart. He went ahead and pushed into LaChapelle at the last minute. The referee standing back there looking at it.
So now to punt it away is McCallum, who's had a great day all around, kicking field goals, and now a terrific punt.
He's got a little bit of a wall.
Marshall trying to turn the corner and tripped up at the 20-yard line.
Kelly Holcomb, we talked about him from Tampa Bay. Marvin Marshall.
Jeremy Burkett unavailable today due to an ankle injury. Been a tough day for Zaretti and Edge, the kicker and punter.
Rob Sock from Oakland. They think that he can be an outstanding run blocker. They want him to work on his pass protection, and that's one of the reasons he's over here. They feel he's far along as he needs to be run blocking, but the pass is a whole nother deal.
Well, it appears as though the hit taken by Kelly Holcomb has shaken him up enough to prompt Jack McDell to make a change at quarterback. Former Penn State
Not a national. It's Trey.
star
Who you got
Tony
in there,
Sacca.
Not Sammy. Where are receivers?
And you see the first freshman ever to start a game at quarterback under Joe Paterno and the Nittany Lions.
Come on,
In fact, Penn State's all-time leading.
What do you got?
He was actually drafted into the World League last year.
960 Speedy Rio. Let's go, baby.
Played 5 games last year.
What do you got?
Most of his playing time came in the second half of the season as a result of injuries.
Well, we'll see what Tony Sacca can do with his Barcelona offense, which has been limited to just 7 points in almost 3 quarters. 23-7 Claymores. Sacca comes out throwing. Steps up. Throws into coverage. And the ball is batted down by Shannon Jones.
Sacca put a little heat on that ball. He fired that nicely. They're trying to run and throw the dig route, an inside route. Lots of traffic. Hardest route to throw because of it. Jones, the linebacker. Jones got to catch that ball. A UCLA guy would have caught that ball.
And Jones just happens to be out of guess where? Southern Cal, where the #1 pick in the draft came out of, I might add.
Yeah. Let's get back to the game.
An early movement. Blows the play dead with less than 35 seconds to play until the half, or rather till the end of the third quarter.
See, now you got a new quarterback in the game, so it's going to take a while.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
It's going to take a while for everybody to get used to the new quarterback. The first problem is going to be the center. Getting used to the snap count and having different hands underneath you. Everybody else has to get used to his rhythm. They're used to how Matthews goes on maybe Hut 1 or 2. Now this guy might come in a whole new different rhythm.
Sacca back to throw, and down he goes. Mark Sander, the blitzing linebacker. The first man there, Ty Parton, joined in late.
Sander right in front of you there, 54. He's dropping back. The outside, that's Coghill, 34. He comes in on the outside, strong safety blitz. They haven't shown that. That's something new, a new twist.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Well, that'll be the final play of the third quarter. And nothing going Barcelona's way here in Edinburgh. 23-7 in favor of the Claymores.
Every rider knows that this can happen. But not every rider can pick themselves up, get back on their bike, and record 2 7th places. Now a fired-up Fogarty racing in front of his own crowd at Donington is determined to make it back to the top of the podium. World Superbikes, exclusively live next Sunday morning at 11:30 on Sky Sports.
She is gorgeous. Don't know what she sees in you, though.
Belt up, will you?
What?
I said belt up, because belting up in this car is especially safe, because...
Because of a unique program?
Because of a unique programmed...
Restraint system?
Restraint system. Not to mention the twin airbags.
Really?
So, you'll be perfectly safe with me.
That's a shame.
She likes it when you talk technical.
The new Renault Megane. It talks your language.
Now, relief from arthritic pain is at your fingertips. Movolat Relief in the handy new 40-gram pack. Smooth on Movolat Relief. Soothe away pain.
Is it love? Yes, my dear. Is it love that draws me near? Is it love that brings me back into your arms? Our moments turn to magic as we drift on a sea so blue.
Don't take risks. Stick with Solvite.
I'm not what you call a world traveller. Fact is, I've never left Britain. I'm happy as I am. But Margaret used to tell me that every person should follow their dreams. And that's just what I'm doing. I don't know much about technology, really. I just want it to do what it promises.
ICL, information technology supporting your way of life.
Will the cards reveal your future? Listen to Cablecom's Tarot Line to find out what could be in the cards for your star sign in the coming months. Could it be money, a new career, or even marriage?
Call now and find out what the future may have in store for you. Dial 0891 600 516. That's 0891 600 516.
From Gillette comes a unique form of antiperspirant for men, Gillette Series Gel. It's clear, and because it's a soft gel, it gets down to the skin surface for powerful all-day odor and wetness protection. Gillette Series Gel, one of the advanced antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
1, 2, 3, Taylor!
We join the fourth quarter action on the Dragons' third drive, and they are on their own 38 with 9 minutes left on the clock.
9:06 to play, Murrayfield in Edinburgh, Scotland. Barcelona with the ball trailing 23-7. Holcomb drops it off out of the backfield. Reception is made by Terry Wilburn. Steps out of bounds after getting more than enough for a first down, and there's a Claymore injured all the way back at the 40. That might be, well, you don't want to say for sure. It looks like Ty Parton.
Yeah, it's Ty Parton. Hard to say what happened to him, but I'll tell you what, there was an awful lot of holding going on in that offensive line on that play.
Parton, an interesting story. 93 to 95, over 30 games he's played for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals didn't ask him to be an allocated player. He went to the Bengals and said to owner Mike Brown and coach David Shula, said, look, I need some more reps and need to get some more work, and I'll volunteer to come over here on my own.
Yeah, Marvin Goodwin was the guy that did the same thing. I mean, the instructions came from Ron Wolf to get him over here too, but they were going to give him a choice because they also wanted him to learn the defense back in Green Bay. He wanted to come over because he had sat idle for so long. The only knock I've heard on Parton is that he's a little bit light in the defensive line position. He goes about 6'4", 265, 270 on a good day. But this is a guy who looks good getting off the bus, as they say. A guy that can stand out there and is pretty well cut up. tall, lean kind of guy at defensive line like you want, that can get his hands up. He'll be to the right of your screen, right there, the double team, and then he gets knocked together with another man. See, right there, you can see his knee tuck in just a little bit. Got feet tangled up.
And he did not put any weight on that right knee coming off the field. Hopefully it'll be all right. Boy, did Holcomb take a shot and delivers right on the money to Browning, down to the 36.
This is what they're talking about. They say that Holcomb can take a hit and get back up. Well, he took one there and got back up. Joe O'Brien, number 90, does the honors on that one.
Boy, did he get smoked. Wow. Now Barcelona trying to get back in the game with 8:12 to go. Looked like early movement against the Dragon offensive line.
Well, that seems to be the thing these days. If you're a
false start, number 63 on the offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
Getting back to what I was saying, that seems to be the thing these days, now more than ever, but good defenses have always lived by it. You got to dirty the quarterback's uniform and dirty it early. They've taken some hits at Holcomb early today, and I think it's paid off.
Holcomb again down as he throws, but he's able to complete the pass all the way down.
He's still
the 20.
He's getting up slower and slower. This time he looked like he's heading toward the sidelines. Nope. I mean, you're allowed one full step. That time he just got his leg rolled up on.
Boy,
Ridgely.
Well, we heard it from the head coach, Jack Picknell. He said, this guy is one tough customer, Kelly Holcomb, and he'll stay in there. And the catch is made over the middle, down to the 11-yard line. So all of a sudden, as Demetrius Davis falls in the first down catch, Barcelona trying to get back there.
That looks like that's his right leg. And now that's going to have an effect on how he throws that ball, of course.
First down and 10 from the 11. Play fake. Holcomb hit again as he throws, this time to Davis, and he maybe gained a yard.
I think Holcomb needs to get out of the game. Because, see, they tried to run a bootleg that time. Semi-rollout. He was late getting out there. Because he's late getting out there, the defense now converges on Demetrius Davis and holds it to a short gain. But if you're Kelly Holcomb and you know you got to go back and face Trent Dilfer and Casey Weldon to get a spot somewhere on that roster, you're going to do exactly what he's doing, stay in the game.
Closing in on 6 minutes left. Holcomb drops it off over the middle. Catch is made and trying to extend his Marshall, and they're going to say the ball is down. He just kind of reached out trying to get the first down marker.
The runner was ruled down on the ground. Third down. Third down.
Ray Wilsey is known for his man-to-man defense, but I think they called off the dogs here a little bit and played a lot of zone. He's clearly down on that play. He's going to make Holcomb work for everything he gets right now. A lot of pressure on a quarterback in this end of the field. I don't care if you're an MVP or a guy just starting out getting some experience in the World League.
Third and close to 4. Touchdown across the middle. And it goes to Bryce Burnett. And with an extra point, it would make it a 23-14 game.
And the game is not over yet. Same thing they've been doing the last 5 or 6 plays. Working the zone. Sander coming in with a nice effort inside. Holcomb doing a good job of not being distracted. Burnett doing an excellent job of finding the open hole in the zone, setting down, and a good delivery by Holcomb.
And they will go for 2.
They have to. They have to.
5:23 left to play. Holcomb just throws it up top. And no, knocked out of the hands of Burnett by Coghill.
The Claymores punted on their next drive, so the Dragons have the ball on their own 20 with 1:48 on the clock.
Well, Barcelona down 10, a minute 48 to go. Kelly Holcomb is hung in there. And he throws deep, and it is. Did he get it in bounds? Yes, he did. Intercepted. James Fuller.
You got to do the dance if you do the interception. It's part of the contract.
Well, you had it going the other night.
It was in my contract anyway. Ball's off the tip. Great concentration. He stepped out, came back in. And really, there is no chance here. They're going to Alalampi here. Nice job by Fuller.
An acrobatic interception by Fuller, and the celebration on here in Edinburgh, Scotland. 1:41 left, a 10-point lead, and you see Barcelona. 3 of those 4 turnovers went directly to Claymore's points. Oh, now they're saying the ball is turned over. And Barcelona gets it right back.
Well, you talk about turnovers being key. You know, you go 70, 80 some odd plays a game and don't have a bad center quarterback exchange. And then in the most crucial moment, they have a mix-up.
Well, now Barcelona, led by Holcomb, right back on the field. A minute 38 left, down 10. And the catch is made. It's been a quiet day for Demetrius Davis. Clock will continue to run. Barcelona out of timeouts.
What's funny is that the Claymores don't even have their nickel personnel in the game. They're just sitting in just regular defense.
Catch made far side. Terrific tackle by Williams to keep Browning inbounds. First down yardage, but the clock down to a minute.
I'm wondering at what point, and they can't, Ray Wilsey, the defensive coordinator for Scotland, can't make a substitution.
Well, Holcomb spikes it into the ground to stop the clock with 53 seconds left.
They got bad matchups out there on the field. They've got just 4 defensive. Okay, there they go right now. Finally, Wilsey's able to get them in. That is an argument, I guess, that a defensive coordinator would have against the 35-second clock, especially with an up-tempo, up-paced offense like Barcelona. For the last 3 plays, Ray Wilsey could not get his nickel personnel in a key situation.
Holcomb throws across the middle. Pass batted down again by Fuller. He's been all over the field.
Yep, and there's the difference right there when you get your nickel people in the game. It's a matter of matchups. It's like basketball. Linebackers on wide receivers don't work real well. Corners on wide receivers work better.
Scotland will go to 2-0. Barcelona will fall to 1-1. Both teams winning in overtime last weekend. Holcomb on a 3rd down and 10. And broken up again, this time by Marvin Goodwin. And Forey Duckett.
See, the dilemma now for Barcelona, they need to push this ball in the end zone. They got to take a shot here, obviously, 4th down. But going down the field here, they don't want inside routes. They don't want the ball caught inside. And that's exactly where their bread and butter has been with Demetrius Davis. The crossing routes inside, it's using too much time. They got to go to the end zone here.
4th and 10, ball at the 20. Final hope for Barcelona, and down goes Holcomb. Troy Ridgely.
Are you going to take a knee? Thank you.
Big day for George Coghill in this stingy Claymore's defense. Gave up 21 points in the first half last week to London, but 2 of those were a direct result of a turnover.
Right. Oh, it's all about turnovers. That's what it's about. You look at Barcelona last year, they were +7 in the giveaway takeaway ratio. That's pretty darn good. You'll find your top NFL teams in +7 ratios. Right now, coming into this game, they were -4. And they're even farther down after today.
Jim Clyner's celebrating. His defense allows not much at all to the high-octane Dragon offense today.
What a win by the Scottish Claymores, 23-13 over the Barcelona Dragons. It's time now to go to the locker room with Mike Carlson as a few special guests.
Saran, last year you had a terrible start to the season. This year you got the close one last week. It must feel good to get one at home.
It feels really good because, last year we didn't win one home game, and it's great to start out, for the Scottish fans and, for ourselves. I mean, we're 2-0 now, and we put ourselves in a pretty good position for setting ourselves up to trying to bring the World Bowl to Edinburgh.
Last week's game against London, you pulled it out in the end. This week you were leading at the beginning of the game. What was the difference this week?
Well, I think overall the guys was focused, because we came on in the second half against the London game, and so we wanted to start, where we left off. And guys was really tuned up, to come out in the first half and take it to them early. And not having to try to come from behind in the second half and struggle, and that's exactly what we did, So
last week it looked like you had a lot of trouble getting the running game established, but this week some of it's there.
Some of it's there, and, we're going to get better each week. You look at it, we only had 2 weeks of training camp, and, we had to play our first football game. So offensively, it takes a little time for the offensive line and the backs, to gel. It's easier for the passing game. As far as run blocking, it takes a little time, and we're going to get better each week.
Your line better than last year's line?
A hell of a lot better. Those guys go out and they just get it done. They knock people off the football, and you love it as a running back. Now, and that's why I'm so excited about it, because I know when we do get everything down, everything's going to be great.
It must feel real good to get the first win at home under your belt.
Well, especially against a team as good as this team, Mike. They're a good football team. We knew we were going to have our hands full going in for our players to come out and play as well as they did in front of our home crowd, and for them to get a chance to see what we had promised them last year, that this would be a different Claymore football team, and then for us to be able to live up to it and back up our promise was especially pleasing for all of us.
One of the things we're seeing this year that we never saw last year is some of the breaks are going your way.
That's true, and the difference there is we've got better players. They're playing hard all the time. They believe that they can win. They can believe they've got a shot at some things. And a perfect example is like the deflected pass that Willie Tate ran under and caught. If Willie isn't there, that could be an interception as easily as us making the reception. So I think that's an example of what you talked about, and that happens when you have a good football team and they play hard.
We said before the game that against London you played one good half and one bad half. We wondered which team would show up. Did the right team show up?
The right team showed up today, thank heavens.
And we said Steve Matthews, too, needed to be a little more consistent. Not only was he consistent in this game, it looked like his scrambling really helped keep your offense going.
Well, Steve settled in. He settled into the offense. I think he felt more comfortable himself in what we were asking him to do, and all the pregame jitters that he had last week were behind him. And he knows where to go with the football now if the primary receiver is covered, and he's got confidence in his own ability if things break down, not to force something, but rather to just take what the defense gives us.
And what kind of changes did you make defensively from London last week to Barcelona this week?
Well, we tried one thing that wasn't very successful. We tried to take Willie Davis, or Demetrius Davis out of the offense, and we weren't very good at that. But we had some different coverages and tried to double up on some people, and we worked very hard on the deep passing, except for the one deflection today, which was well covered. They just came up with the ball. I thought our secondary people did an excellent job, and we did a much better job of getting heat on the quarterback.
Now, based on the two performances the last 2 weeks, does this team have a realistic shot of hosting the World Bowl?
Yes, yeah, this team's got a shot at, the thing about the World League now is every team in the league has good talent, good players, and we're going to have to come out and play hard every single week, but most definitely setting 2-0, especially with a victory against our arch rival London in the opener, and now Barcelona, who's an excellent football team. This team legitimately has a chance, and if we can build on this momentum and get another win under our belt, then we think we've got a real shot at making a go of it.
American football action continues with End Zone on Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. on Sky Sports 2, and that's repeated on Saturday on Sky Sports at 11 a.m. Then on Saturday, we'll be all keeping our fingers crossed for Bobby's boys as they take on the Rhine Fire, exclusively live on Sky Sports 2 at 5:30 p.m. And then on Sunday, we're back up here to see the best of the Claymores' next home match against the Amsterdam Admirals. That's on Sky Sports at 9 o'clock p.m. Eat your heart out, Mike. Hey, great game here. Congratulations to the Scottish Claymores. Great win. We'll see you next week.
Yeah!